So with that said, I'm gonna start with Jack. If you can comment on one point about Carrie's speech that would help her or let her know how great she did.
Carrie, I think you could improve your speech if you gave one compelling example of being in the moment. Whether it's a first kiss, a child playing a game or solving a problem, or some other specific example.
Thank you. Francisco.
I would say, good point, very nice transitioning from one slide to another one without pausing. And just like Jack said, adding more pictures that I can actually translate what he just said. I don't want to explain what he said, but adding a couple of pictures of those will be beneficial.
Carrie, I loved your speech. One thing that I think could have strengthened it is to have stated at some point, what is the great advantage to us as an individual for being present?
Carrie, you actually addressed that question in presence because you're redoing this 10th speech. You made a conscious decision, regardless of last week, to come out here and repeat the speech again because you didn't feel it met the needs. And I felt like that was a real strength of your speech.
Carrie, also in comparing it to last week, I thought this week you were much more present in the speech. You were much more comfortable and not focusing so much on what you were saying and more relaxed. I thought it was good.
I made this comment as well, but I would have liked to see more images instead of text. I think you could have cut out almost all of the text except for a few quotes, but I did like the quotes you added at the end.
I thought the opening was very creative, but also perhaps a little long, so suggested cutting back a bit. It was a great attention getter, however.
Some of the text that you put in the speech you repeated with your words, and so sometimes it's nice to actually have something different on the slide than what you're saying as a way to doubly reinforce it. Though when it's talking about being present, it was also effective to repeat by reading what you had just said to stay in the moment. But you may want to mix that up a little bit.
Mine is more about the topic in general because I was furiously scribbling notes for Tatiana. I think it's a very appropriate topic. I work with teenagers and we focus very much on being present, to be there and socialize with people, so it's really great to see other people recognizing the importance of being present and not being glued to electronics.
Carrie, when I first came to Toastmasters, I remember you speaking early on, and I just want to let you know that I'm real proud of you with how much you improved, and particularly I think your confidence has grown dramatically in the time that I've seen you speak.
Carrie, last week I was drinking beer, so I couldn't be here. Really enjoyed your speech today. You have grown so much, and your confidence and your ability to use vocal variety and to move across the front of the stage up here, I thought was fabulous. I hope you keep doing that.
Carrie, I actually disagree with Art. Art, you weren't here last week, were you?
No.
Carrie and I talked about her opening after the meeting. That was half the size it was last week. So
Sorry about that.
And I also noticed you fixed that embarrassing typo on the slide. So congratulations.
Great speech. Carrie, thank you very much for doing it for the second time. I enjoyed both. My suggestion is to play more with the audience. Great question in the beginning. Let us do it physically and raise our hands. And at the end, when you wrote the number, ask us to write the numbers, ask us to tell you. I was writing 10 proudly. So I really appreciate it.